very good evening to you and welcome to Primetime News on TV1, coming to you live from the Newsfirst studios in Colombo. My name is Krishant Devsagayam.
And I'm Vinajji Senaviratna. Here are your headlines for tonight.
US-Iran peace talks commence in Islamabad with Pakistan as a mediator. US and Iranian representatives meet with the Prime Minister of Pakistan. Reports indicate that frozen Iranian foreign assets have been released, signaling a green light for further discussions. QR code not required for petrol until the 18th, says CPC. Vessel carrying 30,000 metric tons of furnace oil for power generation to arrive tomorrow. Secretary to the President files a complaint at the CID seeking an investigation into coal transactions dating back to 2009. The Sirasa Vasanta Udanya brings New Year festivities to Veeravilla.
Sirasa Vasanta Udanya Dedas Visihaya.
Historic lunar mission concludes successfully. Capsule carrying 4 astronauts splashes down safely in the Pacific Ocean.
History is being made in Islamabad, Pakistan tonight. After weeks of hostilities, the historic US-Iran peace talks have begun in Islamabad, Pakistan. Now, host country Pakistan will act as the mediators in these talks. Pakistan government sources have told foreign media that the talks are trilateral. That means direct talks are taking place between the United States and Iran in the same room alongside Pakistani mediators. These are the highest level face-to-face talks between the US and Iran since the Islamic Revolution in 1979. Now, taking to Truth Social as soon as the peace talks commenced, US President Donald Trump says Iran is losing big in the conflict. In a lengthy post, Trump claims members of the media love saying that Iran is winning, when in fact everyone knows that they are, quote, losing and losing big, unquote. Let's now take a look at the key happenings in the past 24 hours in the lead up to these historic talks. The Iranian delegation, which arrived in Pakistan yesterday, met with Pakistan's Premier Shehbaz Sharif in Islamabad in what the public broadcaster IRIB said was expected to raise alleged breaches of ceasefire commitments by the United States. The Iranian delegation is being led by Parliament Speaker Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf and Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi. Meanwhile, the US delegation, led by Vice President J.D. Vance, arrived in Islamabad this morning for peace talks with Iran, saying he thought the discussions were going to be positive. Tehran has taken a hardline public stance ahead of the negotiations, but Vance has warned Iran not to play them. The US delegation consists of Vice President J.D. Vance, Special Envoy to the Middle East Steve Witkoff, and Senior Advisor to the President Jared Kushner, who is also President Trump's son-in-law. Before departing to Pakistan, US Vice President J.D. Vance said the talks will be positive.
Hey guys, good morning. Thanks for coming. Look, we're looking forward to the negotiation. I think it's going to be positive. We'll, of course, see, as the President of the United States said, if the Iranians are willing to negotiate in good faith, we're certainly willing to extend the open hand. If they're going to try to play us, then they're going to find that the negotiating team is not that receptive. So we're going to try to have a positive negotiation. The President has gave us some pretty clear guidelines, and we're going to see. So I hope you guys have a safe flight. We'll certainly take some questions later on. But for now, let's get on the plane and hit the road. Thank you all.
In a diplomatic breakthrough that seemed nearly impossible just weeks ago, indirect negotiations between the United States and Iran have officially commenced in the Pakistani capital. Using shuttle diplomacy, Pakistani officials are acting as the primary bridge between the two adversaries, marking a high-stakes moment for regional stability. Rarely has Pakistan found itself at the heart of such significant international diplomacy. Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif received widespread applause and a standing ovation from his federal cabinet for his pivotal role in negotiating the ceasefire between the United States and Iran. Many international leaders also commended his tireless and courageous diplomacy. A senior Iranian source said the United States had agreed to release Iranian frozen assets held in Qatar and other foreign banks, but a US official swiftly denied the assertion. The senior Iranian source welcomed the purported US move as a sign of seriousness in reaching a deal with Washington in talks in Islamabad. The source said it was one of Iran's demands in messages conveyed to the US side and that Tehran had received a US agreement to release the assets. The source, who declined to be named due to the sensitivity of the issue, told Reuters that unfreezing the assets was directly linked to ensuring safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz, which is expected to be a key issue in the talks. The senior source did not give a value for the assets that Washington had agreed to unfreeze, but a second Iranian source said the United States had agreed to release $6 billion of frozen Iranian funds held by Qatar. According to state media, Iran will only accept the war's conclusion once details are finalized in line with a 10-point peace plan reportedly submitted to the White House via Pakistani intermediaries. The list of 10 points published by Iranian state media include a number of conditions the US has rejected in the past. Some of the points in the plan includes the lifting of all primary and secondary sanctions on Iran, continued Iranian control over the Strait of Hormuz, US military withdrawal from the Middle East, an end to attacks on Iran and its allies, the release of frozen Iranian assets. Meanwhile, the United States has put forward the following conditions. With regard to maritime security, the Strait of Hormuz must remain open without obstruction to restore global oil supplies. With regard to the nuclear program, Iran must agree to stop manufacturing nuclear weapons. And with regard to Iran's missile program, the US is pushing to limit the range of Iran's ballistic missiles, which Iran has currently rejected. The Iranian delegation met with the Prime Minister of Pakistan last night, while US Vice President J.D. Vance and his team met with the Prime Minister today. Israel and Lebanon's ambassadors to the United States have agreed in a first phone call to meet in Washington on Tuesday to seek an announcement on a ceasefire and a date to begin direct negotiations. Israel's ambassador to Washington later confirmed that formal peace negotiations would begin with Lebanon, but added that Israel refuses to discuss a ceasefire with Hezbollah. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had authorized direct talks following what he said were repeated requests from the Lebanese government. The Iranian foreign minister says it is in touch with Lebanon to make sure ceasefire commitments are being respected on all fronts. The ministry spokesperson has told Iranian state TV from Islamabad, where talks involving senior US and Iranian officials are taking place. Lebanese officials close to Hezbollah told the Reuters news agency yesterday that the group was supportive of the Pakistani dialogue and said it was the right approach instead of a separate set of talks in Washington next week. However, despite all of this, as direct talks between the US and Iran take place in Islamabad with Pakistan, Israel says it is continuing strikes on targets in Lebanon. The Israel Defense Forces, or IDF, says it has struck more than 200 Hezbollah targets in Lebanon in the past 24 hours. In a statement, it says its air force is carrying out further attacks and supporting ground forces operating in southern Lebanon. The IDF also says it is targeting launchers to prevent attacks on Israel. Lebanon's health ministry says 6 people have been killed in raids in southern Lebanon, with 5 others injured. This is in the aftermath of the IDF conducting over 100 airstrikes across Lebanon within a 10-minute span on the 8th of April. Meanwhile, Israel has warned of an aircraft intrusion in the Upper Galilee region in the north of the country, but it is still not clear who launched the attack.
With just 48 hours until the dawn of the Sinhala and Tamil New Year, the spirit of the festival is already in full swing. Our team journeyed to the heart of Ruhuna to join the Vasanta Udanya celebrations. From sunrise to sunset, our team witnessed a region alive with vibrant culture and the timeless traditions of the season, connecting with local communities as they prepare for the festivities. Let's now take a look at what happened at the Vasanta Udanya celebrations during the course of today.
Sirasa Magic Vasanta Kumariya Thunvana Sthanaya Dina Ganne
Thunvana Sthanaya Anka
Taraganka Thuna
Taraganka Thuna Thamai Ada Sirasa Magic Vasanta Kumariya lesa Thunvana Sthanaya Dina Ganu labanne අපි ඉදිරියට ආරාධනා කරනවා තුන්වන ස්ථානයට. හොඳයි තුන්වන ස්ථානයට හිමි එම ත්‍යාගය ලබා දෙන්නට අපි ආරාධනා කරා. බොහොම ආදරෙන් යුතුව අපි ආරාධනා කරනවා. මේ අවස්ථාවේදී වේදිකාවට
මහදුර සම්පත් මහතා සන්නාම විධායක මැජික් අයිස්ක්‍රීම් ඒ වගේම චාමික රෝෂාන් මහතා අධ්‍යක්ෂ අලවි සහ ප්‍රවර්තන සිරස TV.
මේ තමයි තුන්වන ස්ථානය. දැන් තුන්වන ස්ථානයේ මෙසේ ප්‍රකාශයට පත් කරද්දී අපිට තිබෙනවා අද කිරුළ හිමි ඇය නේද සිරස වසන්ත කුමරිය ලෙස සිරස මැජික් වසන්ත කුමරිය ලෙස අභිෂේක කරවන්නට බොහොමත් ස්තුතියි ඔබ දෙදෙනාට.
මෙවර 2026 සිරස මැජික් වසන්ත කුමරිය ලෙස කිරුළ දිනන්නේ තරග අංක 6 මෙලෙස කිරුළු පළ දෙනවා සිරස මැජික් වසන්ත කුමරිය ලෙසට අපි සුප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා. ඇයගේ ත්‍යාග ප්‍රදානය සඳහා මාගේ ගෞරවනීය ඇරයුම තමල් ද සිල්වා මහතා, වෙළඳ කළමනාකරු මැජික් අයිස්ක්‍රීම්, ඒ වගේම ෂෙවන් ඩැනියල් මහතා, සමූහ අධ්‍යක්ෂ කැපිටල් මහරජා සමූහය සහ යසරත් කමල් සිරි මහතා, ප්‍රධාන මෙහෙයුම් නිලධාරී සිරස TV මාධ්‍ය ජාලය.
හොඳයි මේ තමයි අද දිනේදී නේද ආපු ස්වරූපිනියන්ගෙන් නේද දහස් ගණනක් ස්වරූපිනියන්ගෙන් අපි අද තෝරාපත් කරගත්ත මේ සිරස මැජික් වසන්ත කුමරිය මෙලෙස කිරුළු දරන මොහොතයි
අපි හොඳ උණුසුමත් පොළොස්සන්නදයක් ලබා දෙමු මේ සිරස මැජික් වසන්ත කුමරිය 2026
දකුණු පළාතට ආපු ගමන් මග, හම්බන්තොට දිස්ත්‍රික්කයට ආපු ගමන් මග, වීරවිල ග්‍රාමයට ආපු ගමන් මගේ හරිම සුවිශේෂී අවස්ථාවක් නේද? ඉතින් විනිශ්චය මණ්ඩලයට බොහොමත්ම ස්තුතියි. මෙසේ අය කිරුළු දරන අවස්ථාවයි. මේ තමයි 2026 සිරස මැජික් වසන්ත කුමරිය ලෙස තරග අංක 6 කිරුළු ලබන අවස්ථාව.
තව තියෙනවා දෙවන ස්ථානයේ හේෂන්.
හොඳයි දෙවන ස්ථානය තරග අංක 7 දෙවන ස්ථානය හිමි කරගන්නවා. අය සමගින් අපි ආරාධනා කරනවා දෙවන ස්ථානයට හිමි ත්‍යාග ලබා දීම සඳහා
රොෂාන් දලුවත්ත මහතා, දිස්ත්‍රික් අලවි කළමනාකරු මැජික් අයිස්ක්‍රීම්, ඒ වගේම ධර්මශ්‍රී බණ්ඩාරේකනායක මහතා, අධ්‍යක්ෂ සිරස TV.
අපි ආරාධනා කරනවා. මම දන්නවා මේ තරග වැදුණු තරගකාරණය නැත්තෙන්ම දක්ෂයි. දක්ෂයන් අතර සුදක්ෂයින් නේද? හරි සිනහමුස මොහොනෙන් ඉන්නේ අද හැමෝම.
සුන්දර කාන්තාවන් අතර සුන්දරම සුරූපිනියන් තිදෙනා තමයි අද අපි මේ ආකාරයෙන් තෝරාපත් කරගත්තේ මේ සිරස මැජික් වසන්ත කුමරා කුමරිය 2026.
Sirasa TV took the spirit of the new year to the historic heart of the south this year, celebrating alongside the resilient farming communities of Ruhunapura, the lifeblood of our nation's food security. The Sirasa Vasanta Udanya dawned today at the NLDB grounds in Veeravilla, Tissamaharama. With deep reverence for traditions, the festivities commenced as a vibrant cultural pageant. The opening ceremony was a kaleidoscope of colour, featuring a grand procession where the youth of Ruhunupura showcased their immense artistic talents to welcome the guests. Gracing the occasion were Hambantota District Secretary Bimal Indrajit De Silva, Tissamaharama Divisional Secretary D.N. Indika, Chairman of the Tissamaharama Pradeshya Sabha H.L. Jayasiri, Director of Welfare at the Sri Lanka Air Force Air Vice Marshal Rajinth Jayawardena, Group Captain Dayan Sumanasekaral, Assistant Commissioner of Agrarian Services Pupathu Sandaruwan, Assistant Superintendent of Police Bandula Fernando, and Police Inspector Sampath Vijayarama from the Veeravilla Police participated in this event. Group Director of the Capital Maharaja Group, Head of Sirasa Media Network, the leader of GUM at the Shevan Daniel, MTV Chief Operating Officer Yasrat Kamal Siri, MTV Marketing Director Chandika Roshan, Sirasa TV Director of Sales Kalpani Somapala, Sirasa TV Director Dharma Shri Bandara, and Newsfirst Channel Head Suranga Sinanayaka also attended the event. This year, the festival was guided by the theme Yamu Yamu Veenopama, which translates to "Let us move forward without delay."
At a time when global attention is often diverted elsewhere, we chose this moment to unite as a nation. This is our opportunity to align toward a single goal, the prosperity and the future of our country. That is the essence of our theme, Yamu Yamu Veenopama.
Tsunami veva, niyage veva, gang watura veva.
Through tsunamis, droughts and floods, the farmers of this land, whether they are from the north, south, east or west, have never let our people go hungry. My first thanks goes out to them. This celebration is our tribute of gratitude to you.
අපව බඩගින්නේ නොතබපු ගොවි ජනතාවට තමයි මගේ පළවෙනි ස්තුතිය. මේ අපි ඔබට කරන කෘතගුණ සැලකීම පෙරලා අපේ උපහාරය.
The festival serves as a bridge between the state, the private sector and the people, fostered by the spirit of coexistence.
තමන්ට සමාන වෙච්ච පුද්ගලයෙක් ලෝකේ කවදාවත්ම නැහැ.
No two people in this world are identical. We live in a tapestry of diversity. If we can look past physical differences, height, color or stature, and look beyond race and religion to embrace the person next to us as a friend and protect them, I believe that is the greatest message this new year can offer.
Students from the area and provincial art academies painted the stage with traditional dance performances.
Sirasa kiyanne hudek television නාලිකාවක්වත් radio channel එකක්වත් social media platform එකක්වත් නෙමෙයි.
Sirasa is more than a television station or a radio channel or a social media platform. Sirasa is a national heartbeat, an organization intrinsically woven into the lives of our people. The future is not something we wait for. It is something we must forge with our own sweat and strength. There may be those who oppose this journey with the people, but that is of no consequence. The new year is a time to clear out the old waste and start anew. Let us think anew. Let us change our mindsets. We stand on the shoulders of a proud, Vava civilization that has gifted us incredible resilience. Through that strength, we will dream together and build the future. Let us move forward without delay.
නවීන රටක් ගැන හිතමු. අපි සිතුවිලිත් වෙනස් කරමු. අපිට තියෙනවා අපි පිටුපස ප්‍රෞඩ ඉතිහාසයක්. ප්‍රෞඩ වැව් ශිෂ්ටාචාරයක්. ඒ ශිෂ්ටාචාරය හරහා අපිට දීලා තියෙනවා අපිට ලැබිලා තියෙනවා පුදුමාකාර ශක්තියක්. ඒ හරහා අපි අනාගතය නිර්මාණය කරමු. අපි එකට සිහින දකිමු. යමු යමු වීනපමා.
Sirasa Vasantodanya was made colourful with a wide array of traditional Sri Lankan cultural elements. The morning air was charged with the energy of marathons and cycling races. Throughout the day, thousands gathered to participate in time-honored games, from the high stakes in Kottapura and the Lissanagaha to the rhythmic Kanamutti. The atmosphere was electric with communal joy. Placing the eye on the elephant, finding the hidden guest, weaving coconut leaves and scraping coconut were also part of the many traditional folk games featured at the celebrations. Recognizing the inseparable bond between the farmer and water, the festivities extended to the Veeravila Weather. Under the watchful eyes of APAD and the Sri Lanka Life Saving, a series of traditional water sports paid homage to our waterborne culture. A special competition that took place at the festivities is the selection of the Mahagovya. Let's once again head towards the Veeravila LNTB grounds to find out who claims the award of the Mahagovya at this year's Sirasa Vasanta Udanaya.
Avi Sudanam Prathama Sthana Melesa Prakasheta Patkarannata Sirasa Vasanta Udanaya 2026 Mahagovya Terima Mahagovya Lesa Kirulu Himi Karagani Veerasinghe Basnayaka Ranjit Mahata Unawa Tholanggamuwa Samaha Raming Wana Family Ohutama Jayagrani Karanne අපි ආරාධනා කරනවා බ්‍රවුස් කුෂිමින් කෘෂි යන්ත්‍රෝපකරණ ශාස්ත්‍රයේ ප්‍රමුඛයා ලෙසත් බ්‍රවුස් කෘෂි අංශයේ කිරුළ දරාගෙන සිටින බවත් ඉතාම ආඩම්බරෙන් මතක් කරන්නට අවශ්‍යයි. ශ්‍රී ලාංකීය
මම වීරසිංහ බස්නායකගේ රංජිත් නම්බර 485 උනාවගොනගම තිස්සමහාරාම ලේකේ පදිංචිලා ඉන්නේ. ප්‍රධාන ජීවන පාරමාර්ගය තමයි වීගොවිතැන. වී අක්කර 5ක වී වගා කරනවා. ඊට අමතරව බිත්තර වී ගොවිපලක් කරනවා අක්කර 2ක. දැනට බිත්තර වී හදලා ලේබල් කරන මට්ටමේ නියදි ලබාගෙන තියෙන්නේ. ඒවා නිවසේ දැනට තියෙනවා. ඊළඟට අතිරේක භෝගාව සිද්ධ කරන්නේ මෙන්න මේ දැනට මේ පැත්ත පවතින ශේෂ්ත්‍රයේ. එම ශේෂ්ත්‍රයේ අවසන් කර වගාවට මිරිස් වගාව තියෙනවා, තක්කාලි වගාව තියෙනවා, දැනට අස්වනු නෙළන වගාව විදියට වම්බොට තියෙනවා, කෙසෙල් තියෙනවා. අලුතෙන් ආරම්භ කරපු වගාව තමයි මේ බඩේරු වගාව.
As dusk falls, the excitement shows no signs of slowing down. The NLDB grounds continues to erupt in song as the island's most beloved stars take the stage, backed by pulsating rhythms of Sahara Flash.
Newsfirst with the people.
In more local news, the QR code system for petrol has been removed from midnight today until midnight on the 18th of April. However, the odd-even number system will continue to operate. The Ceylon Petroleum Corporation stated that there will be no change in the QR code system for diesel.
Starting from midnight today until the 18th, the public will be able to obtain fuel without the QR code for the New Year season. This applies only to petrol. Unfortunately, we are unable to extend this concession to diesel. Regarding diesel, we have already increased the quota for public transport, and due to the current lack of rainfall, we are utilizing significant stocks for power generation at night. Therefore, the concession will not apply to diesel. We hope this concession for petrol will allow the public to engage in New Year celebrations more freely. This applies to all vehicles that run on petrol. However, the QR system will be reinstated as usual for petrol vehicles starting from midnight on the 18th.
ලබන 18 වෙනිදා මධ්‍යම රාත්‍රියේ ඉඳලා සාමාන්‍ය පරිදි QR එක ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙනවා පෙට්‍රල් වාහනවලට.
The Ceylon Petroleum Corporation says that a ship carrying 30,000 metric tons of furnace oil required for power generation will arrive tomorrow. The Criminal Investigations Department has sealed an office at the Lanka Coal Company. These steps were taken as part of an ongoing investigation. Secretary to the President Nandika Sanat Kumar Nayaka had launched a complaint with the Criminal Investigation Department requesting a comprehensive investigation into all coal import transactions carried out so far.
The request follows findings by the Auditor General which have revealed serious irregularities in coal transactions dating back to 2009. The complaint also takes into account multiple issues raised in Parliament and discussions held at parliamentary committees, further underscoring the need for a thorough and transparent investigation into the matter.
The Chinese ambassador to Sri Lanka visited the Malwatu and Askiriya chapters today and extended Sinhala and Tamil New Year greetings to the chief prelates. Now, during the discussion, the Malwatu chapter Mahanayaka informed the ambassador that a letter has been prepared which urges the leaders of the United States, Israel and Iran to bring an end to the war.
Iran is Israel. So the most honorable person also like to make a request from all the leaders to stop the war and come to a peace because of their fight actually the many millions are suffering around the globe. So we have to stop that as religious leaders.
The most venerable Mahanayak said it very right. I fully agree. You know, now the current turbulent the world, we should advocate the spirit of the Buddhists, allow the peace, the inclusive.
මහානායක හඳුරන්ගේ ස්ථාවරයත් ඉතාම නිවැරදි කියනවා මෙතුමත් එකත් එක්ක වෙනවා කියලා කියනවා. ඉතින් ලෝකේ පුරාම මේ තියෙන බුද්ධියත් එක්ක ඇති වෙලා තියෙන ආරවුල් විසඳ ගන්න නම් බෞද්ධ දර්ශනයේ තියෙන කරුණාව, මෛත්‍රිය, සාමය, ශාන්තිය වගේ දේවල් තමයි අවශ්‍ය වෙන්නේ කියලා කියනවා. So we have mentioned all those factors in those letters too, and in next week we are planning to hand over those to the ambassadors of the particular countries.
Following discussions with the Mahanayaka Theras, the ambassador also expressed his views to the media.
And now Sri Lanka has faced some energy problem. The electricity bill also increased. Sri Lanka people now face a lot of problems. How Chinese government helps Sri Lanka?
Yeah, we have Sri Lanka government from a macro perspective. Yeah, we work hard to how to persuade some related parties to ceasefire. This is the route to stop the oil supply crisis. The second is that the China Sinopac companies will do their best. They have the ability to ensure uninterrupted the supply for his market shares. The third is Chinese government will provide necessary fuel support to Sri Lanka.
Mahanayaka told that they signed a letter for sending embassies for the USA and Iran.
Israel.
Yeah, Israel. They asked to stop the war. What do you think about it?
I think it is good. You know, in the current turbulent world, yeah, all the human beings, yeah, should advocate the peace, love, the inclusive. Yeah, war is very bad. to all of us.
A Sinhala and Tamil New Year celebration organized by the Russian House in Sri Lanka was held in Colombo today, highlighting cultural exchange between Sri Lanka and Russia. The event themed Good Market Aurudhu with Russia brought together traditional Aurudhu festivities alongside Russian cultural elements, featuring games, music and family activities throughout the day. The occasion carried additional significance as it coincided with the 65th anniversary of the first manned space flight and Russian Orthodox Easter, alongside Sri Lanka's New Year celebrations. The event aimed to celebrate Sri Lanka's New Year traditions while strengthening people-to-people relations through cultural understanding and shared festivities.
The award ceremony of the essay and arts competition titled My Memorable Ramadan Experience, organized by the Turkish Embassy, was held in Colombo yesterday.
The Embassy of Turkey in Colombo organized an essay and arts competition for children aged 7 to 15 titled My Memorable Ramadan Experience. The competition held during Ramadan marked the second consecutive year of the competition.
The winning is not the main part. Participation is the most important part. And why we decided to have this kind of competition? Just to give the meaning of Ramadan to the people. What Ramadan means for little minds. And there is a surprise this year because a Sinhala girl won the essay prize. What Ramadan reminds her, a Sinhala, a Buddhist girl. So this is very interesting for me because the main idea is what Ramadan reminds you, and since it's a memory that she wrote from her heart, had a deep impact on everybody.
The award ceremony took place yesterday at the Western Provincial Council Auditorium with participation from diplomatic representatives and government officials. The program aims to promote cultural understanding, creativity and interfaith harmony among school children in Sri Lanka. The 4 astronauts who flew in NASA's Artemis 2 mission around the moon have splashed down safely in the Pacific Ocean after a flawless return.
And we have 3 good main shoots.
Houston Integrity, splashdown, sending post-landing command now.
Splashdown confirmed.
Copy splashdown, waiting on VLDR.
Splashdown confirmed at 7:07 p.m. Central Time, 5:07 p.m. Pacific Time. Reed Wiseman out of the vehicle, all 4 crew members now out of integrity.
The crew are now safely aboard a waiting ship and recovering from a 9-day voyage that took them further from Earth than any humans in history. Their Orion spacecraft was traveling at more than 24,000 meters per hour when it hit the Earth's upper atmosphere, and its heat shield was subjected to temperatures half as hot as found on the surface of the Sun. Their safe return clears the way for the next stage of the Artemis program, which aims to land humans on the lunar surface and eventually build a permanent base on the Moon. The extreme heat meant the capsule, which the astronauts named Integrity, lost contact with mission control in Houston for 6 minutes during the descent.
Again, the re-entry at any moment. We will not be hearing from the astronauts on Integrity.
10 seconds till entry interface. And we have crossed the threshold, now entering the Earth's atmosphere. We're at 400,000 feet, traveling 34,800 feet per second.
There were cheers when Commander Reed Wiseman's voice was heard saying, quote, "Houston, integrity here. We hear you loud and clear." The mission's moment of maximum jeopardy had passed, and soon the spacecraft's red and white parachutes opened and sent the capsule sailing majestically through the sky. The astronauts Wiseman, pilot Victor Glover, mission specialist Christina Koch, and Canadian astronaut Jeremy Hansen were carefully extracted from the capsule and taken by helicopter to the USS John P. Murtha, where they will undergo medical evaluations.
Splashdown confirmed at 7:07 p.m. Central Time, 5:07 p.m. Pacific Time. From the pages of Jules Verne to a modern-day mission to the moon, a new chapter of the exploration of our celestial neighbor is complete. Integrity's astronauts back on Earth.
All of our 4 astronauts, Reed, Victor, Christina, Jeremy, green, meaning they are feeling great, not the complexion of their skin. They are feeling great.
And the initial, you can hear it. Jubilation here in the flight control room. The first crew member is out of integrity.
President Donald Trump welcomed them home and said the entire trip had been spectacular, repeating an invitation for them to visit the White House. NASA has not yet confirmed when they will make their first public appearance. NASA also hosted a press briefing following the successful completion of the mission.
Thank you, Lori. Thank you all for your continued interest in this mission. What a truly spectacular day it was for NASA and all of our international partners. Now, this crew has said time and again that they were going for all of humanity, and today we fulfilled that objective by completing their journey and returning them safely to Earth. I've got a few stats for those who are interested, courtesy of the Flight Dynamics Officer in Mission Control. Integrity and her crew of 4 astronauts flew 700,237 miles. We reached a peak velocity of 24,664 miles per hour. We hit our flight path angle target within 0.4%. We flew an entry range of 1,957 miles, and we landed within less than a mile of our target. What a tremendous day. Over to Howard.
Thank you, Rick, and thank you to the flight control team. What an outstanding job. Wow, what a fantastic day. I mean, we've dreamed as a team of reaching this day, and appreciate Amit's comments. I mean, so many people have worked very hard, tirelessly to get this day. I think this mission has been historic and has demonstrated new capabilities for Orion spacecraft, has taken our crew farther than any crews that have ever gone to the moon and back safely. 252,756 miles. And that is a fantastic feat. We got a lot more to do. And I'm so happy that we get to have this moment, but we're going to have a lot of these moments coming up. And I want to thank the entire Orion team. They have worked tirelessly. They've dedicated many hours. They've committed to excellence and innovated and attacked challenges that we've come up with for both our NASA team, our industry partners, and our European team as well. We did it together. We brought the crew home safely. They did a deserve a round of applause. It was a terrific day for them as well. And I want to thank the crew. They have been a fantastic inspiration to our teams as well. You've heard their messages. We are so happy they're back on the ground. We can't wait to see them as well. And finally, we've learned a lot from this mission. Number one was bringing the crews home safely, but it's also a test flight. And like Amit said, we have a work ahead of us to be done. We're going to learn from this mission. We're going to look at the data, and we're going to move forward. This is the start of a new era of human space exploration. Thank you.
Bringing glory to our motherland, Sri Lanka's Johan Manoj Ratnayaka has won first place in the 40 to 49 year age category at the Bangalore stage of the 2026 High Rocks Fitness competition. Sri Lanka's Shamara Rahim and Tuani Vijayasundara also won first place in the women's doubles event.
The 2026 High Rocks Fitness Championship consists of 5 stages. This year, nearly 8,200 athletes from 50 countries participated in the event. The athletes had to cover a distance of 8 kilometers while facing grueling physical challenges. Displaying exceptional performance, Sri Lanka's Johan Manuj Ratnayaka secured first place in the 42 to 49 age category. Sri Lanka's Shamara Rahim and Tuani Vijayasundara also won first place in the women's doubles event in the same age category. This marks the first time that Sri Lanka has secured 2 first place finishes in this competition.
And that's a wrap of tonight's edition of Primetime News.
Thank you for watching. Take care, good night, and God bless you.